this is me. So please accept me for who I am. Please accept me for what I do. I'm just doing everything that I can. It's all I want to do. So please accept me for who I am. Please accept me for what I do. This there's no me without you. And I want to be true. Alright, and I wanna be true. I look up to the sky, Lord, why do I cry when no one is looking? It's a blame, but it's breaking me because by the shame of this fame I've been given. My pride, don't cause me to hide my true feelings. Cause I can only be real. Hey, cause I can only be real. And now this is me. So please accept me for who I am. Please accept me for what I do. I'm just doing everything that I can. Cause I wanna be as true. So please accept me for who I am. Please accept me for what I do. Cause there's no me without you. And I wanna be as true. Alright, and I wanna be true. Alright, and all I wanna be is true. And all I wanna be is true. Alright, and all I wanna be is true. Don't you know? Get enough, no. But I could love you so much better. And I can't believe you let me walk out. And it's not your fault. You did everything I asked of you. I'm just like you. I'm just like girl, you surround my arms. Sweet the touch, some more. And it's not your fault. You did everything I asked of you. I'm just like you. Yeah, I'm just bad. sorry that I messed up, girl. I know I love you. I'll never love you did everything I asked you to. I'm just bad for you.
All right, welcome back. It's the Grown Folks Table right here on WTMHradio.com. One of the best internet stations in the world right now.
Yeah.
We do it.
Yeah.
When we do it, we do it.
Yeah.
We ain't new to this, we true to this.
Always.
How you been?
I've been good.
You feeling grown?
I'm always grown.
You Grown Folks Table. Right? Put the kids to bed and you're just trying to do it. Now, something I've been thinking about for a while, right? Like, it's like people like, all right, we both grown.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a difference between, I believe, it is a difference between 25, 35, 25, 40.
Mm-hmm.
When one is one age and you're trying to do something far as from a relationship.
Right.
I think age does matter when it comes to something like that.
Absolutely.
You can easily be on two different pages in life. Easily.
Yeah.
And understandable.
Yeah.
Because if you're the older person, you got to be like, what you have to do is be like, all right, what was my thinking when I was this person's age?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then you got to understand. Then you got to sort of understand a little bit. But then there's always like, but you're wrong.
Right.
And maybe I can hit you to some stuff a little bit faster.
And see, and that's where the problem lies. When you're dealing with people like that, you gotta let them grow, basically.
So you don't try to speed it up. You let them.
Never. Personally from experience, because I was, did date somebody that had like a 10-year age gap difference. It is challenging because that person has been there and done that. But at the same time, it's like, don't hinder me and my growth because you might see things that I do that remind you of stuff that you did when back then. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of, like with age, you kind of got, especially if it's that much of a gap, you got to let that person be able to like live life. You cannot hinder that person from living life because that's what's going to break the relationship.
But this is what I think about. Please call and be part of this conversation. 614-781-0754. We're talking about relationship and we're talking about age. I got to believe this person knew that going in, how old or younger
Absolutely.
I was. So why should I change? You knew I was an older person coming in with a little bit more experience.
No. I never... See, this is the thing. It's compromise. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. I'm not like compromise, meet in the middle.
Exactly. So I'm not asking you to change anything about yourself unless you want to change it,
Mm-hmm.
and you know there's something about yourself you want to change. But it has to be a compromise.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to compromise with one another because there is a big age gap difference. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on the maturity level of the two. If you with somebody with a guy or a girl, basically, that just like their mentality is not where you thought it was supposed to be at, it's not going to work. But if they're mature enough, then it's got to be a lot of compromising going on.
And then if you got to understand, let's go to the younger. One person is younger.
Yeah.
To that younger person, they want to go out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing to either go with them or understand that that's what they want to do with their friends. Do you respect that? Because you need to get to these answers right now. Don't get into deep in a relationship and think that
they're gonna be home with you watching Netflix all night.
Yeah, you don't want to. I think that's something you need to consider in the beginning. Like, am I cool with that? Am I all right with that?
Right.
And but I do think people like it's no age on love. But yeah, I understand that. But that type of gap. It's some conversation needs to be talked about there to see where each other is at mentally.
Right, exactly.
And physically too. Shoot, that young person where you at. But it is something that people are doing today. Like it's like you grown, I'm grown. Let's give it a shot.
That's true.
But it's just like, hold up. That's a big difference gap. This person is still looking forward to stuff, and you're more so
on chill mode, basically.
Right, and looking forward to that. That's looking forward to a lot of stuff. I've experienced a lot of stuff, so it's still some stuff that I want to see.
Compromise come in. Like if it's going to be like that, and that person wants to have a lot of fun, then this is the part where, like, if you're in your late 30s or 40s, where like you should be traveling and seeing the world, then you do entertaining fun and stuff like that. Like take them. Give them the better lifestyle, like show them like this is what I can do for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have that really to offer, then you gotta be able to let that person to kind of live. You know what I mean? Is it so like I had my relationship, me going out and stuff like that. Like I'll go out with a group of girls and he just like, yeah, all right, just like if you feel like you're in a jam, call me and I'm gonna come and get you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it kind of was.
Is it such a gap that you don't even consider? Like, man, I ain't even gonna do it. I ain't even gonna do it. I don't even want to do it. It's just too much of a difference.
I mean, absolutely. And then
you got to think of the older person. Do I want to go through that again?
And it's not only that. It's like even if the person is cool, you start thinking of the longevity stuff. Like this person's gonna get older before me. I don't want to be changing diapers. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Am I ready for that lifestyle at such an early age, you know what I mean? So all that stuff comes into play, and you start thinking about it, and then that's what most people kind of like, especially women, were like, we kind of look outside of the box a little bit. We start looking elsewhere.
I think it is a fact, man. Ladies probably mature a little bit faster than
absolutely.
So I think y'all being the young one, it helps out, but then it becomes too much, though, the gap of too much, where we're talking about here maybe 25, 35, 25, 40, where it's like, all right, that is a difference. It's a difference in lifestyle, but this is probably weird, maybe not so, because you probably are a little bit mature when somebody's like 35 and the other person is 45. And then it's like, all right, you did some stuff,
right?
And you probably did some stuff. You've been through some stuff, and you're ready. Your experiences, and you're like, okay, maybe I'm looking for the same thing as you're looking for. Maybe in 20s or something like that. Or are you still okay with the boyfriend girlfriend mode and may not be looking up so much of a longevity as the older person?
I think for me, no, I'm not even gonna say for me. I just think it's like fun, just to kind of like test the waters a little bit. I don't think I'm looking for longevity, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, like it's too much of a.
But that's what what's wrong with an older person? They start planning. The young person, they be like, man, you been thinking about all that shit. Yeah, what you about? I ain't got all day, motherfucker. I got all day.
And that's exactly why. So, they're looking to settle down. And what you're trying to tame somebody who's basically
not so that. And it's not so much so of settling down. I'm an older person, and I know things could pop up. So it's part of me to plan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that in that right there is a problem in the planning, way ahead of the younger person.
Yeah, but I think anybody in their right mind plans. It's natural to plan. But the older person might be planning stuff a little bit differently than the younger person might view it or see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, younger person might just be looking for, this is something different, but I'm going to rock with it because I just want to have fun and see where it goes. Not knowingly that the older person is like, I'm checking out everything that this person is doing, and I'm trying to see what type of future I could build with that person.
And then you have to be patient.
Yeah.
As I think the biggest key, if you really want this, you're gonna have to be patient.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a give and take on both of us.
Yeah.
It's gonna for both sides. It's gonna take a give and take on both sides. If you're gonna a hard one, understand that it's gonna be some nights where it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be conversations where you be like, yo, why am I getting through to you? Because, hey, man, you done seen a little bit more, and things come to you maybe a little bit faster. That this person, the younger person, has it. but that don't mean it don't mean you can't be reached.
Right.
It just means it's just going to take a little bit more patience.
Yeah, you most definitely have to have patience.
Because I think they need, but I think the younger person, especially when it comes to female, when the female is younger and the male is older, I think they want to be together a long time. They're just saying it different.
Yeah.
And you as an older person, you're like, man, hold up, that I don't know. Let's see.
Right.
I'm with that. Let's see, because I know, I'm planning. Right. So I'm already over here planning.
Right.
So what are you doing? The only and the key to any relationship.
But the mature way to approach that would be like, because you being younger, you're not really. You're trying it out, but you're not really for sure if it's gonna work. Mm-hmm. So you kind of gotta like let's see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna rush into
that person wants some let's see, and you like, no, I'm ready to go see if this wedding dress will fit.
No, that's not working.
You get what I'm saying?
That's not working for me at all. But I've experienced this, so I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's a compromise between both. What do you guys both want? That's the thing. Like, and you gotta come to the table with that when y'all start establishing what it is that you guys are going to do. But at the same time, for women, if they're young, you gotta let them. But if you are a woman, I have to reverse it.
That's what you're here for. If that was the case,
the scenario is a little bit different when you're a younger guy dating an older woman.
So explain it to us when you have an older lady and you're dealing with a younger guy.
When you're dealing with a younger guy, they still got a lot of playing them. They have not matured yet. You know what I'm saying?
Like we said all that.
Well, it's the truth. You just said women mature faster than men.
You got a little play in y'all. Like we still got our fucking G.I. Joes in the room.
I mean, y'all might do, but y'all, I know y'all got y'all's football, so I ain't tripping. But for older women dating younger men, it is a little different because men actually, they like what they like, you know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I'm about to say this, women, especially if you're older, you've experienced more sexually. You get what I'm saying? A younger man might not have experienced enough in his timeline to have experienced what an older woman might experience. So he might get a little hooked a little bit because he might get with a young girl that's not about to do what this lady is doing over here because she's already
putting it down. She putting it down.
Exactly. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's a little bit different. And then again, you gotta think like with young men, like even though they might be serious about being with a woman, especially who's older, it's not gonna be commitment. I've seen some committed, but I've also seen like in those committed there's a lot of cheating going on at the same time. So for women it's a little bit different because. And I always say we raising mama's babies, basically. You know what I mean? And
but sometimes I feel like that when the ages are equal too.
Exactly, because men still have a lot of grown women to do.
So I want to know what y'all think. Please call in 614-781-0754. We're talking about relationship and how and let's say a 10-year age gap. Can that relationship how different and can that relationship flourish? I want to know what you think. Call in 614-781-0754. We're talking about relationship in an age gap of maybe, let's say, about 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit different. I would, to a friend or a family member, I would say probably, matter of fact, I'll say as soon as we get back. Let's play a little bit of Sammy. Coming of age, y'all. You grew up a little late. Coming of age.
Yeah, Sammy.
He finally grew up.
Maybe I should call her. I wonder what she answers. Your number the same. Yeah. Do you ever think about us? By now we should have kids and you sharing my shame. What a shame. I lay awake at night, tossing and turning, babe. It seems like my mind just plays tricks on me. Oh no, my heart wants peace with my mind. I swear it's tug of war. My lost won't let me be. But what if I told you I'd change? Would you want me back? Would you take me back? Hey baby, what if I told you I changed? Would you love me back? Would you take me back? Hey, I'm coming of age. Oh, I'm coming of age. Hey baby, I'm coming of age. Oh, I'm coming of age. Maybe I've changed. Darling, I've changed. If you were a flower, you'd be a rose. And you survive in the heat of snow. Baby, I broke you, I know. Give us water, we'll grow. I still believe in us. I still believe in love. We gotta let the sun in. Baby, girl, I'm coming. I'm coming on the edge. Baby, don't turn the I know you wake up now. And it's turning now. It seems like my mind just plays tricks on me. My heart wants some peace with my mind. I swear this time to grow. I just want loving me. Oh, what if I told you I changed? Would you take me back? Would you want me back? Hey, babe. What if I told you I changed? Would you love me back? Would you want me back? Hey, baby, I'm coming of age. Oh, I'm coming of age. Oh, I'm coming of age. Oh, I'm coming of age. Hey, baby, what if I change? I lay awake at night, tossing and turning back. But baby, I've changed. The best man in the world, baby, I've changed. What more can you ask for, ladies? When he makes you feel like you're the prettiest. He makes me down in the morning. When the sun gets in line, it's like a fairy tale beginning. Heart full of love and there's no end. It's got me looking kinda crazy. It's too good to be true. Ain't no man that I made love that ever feel like you do. God love me every day out there 24/7. Girl, I love you like you but I'm shining from heaven. I don't know how to feel you. I just thank you for making me feel like I'm coming. It's world. No matter what I got on this side of you, that keep me so love. I was thinking, I feel like I'm the prettiest girl in the world. Baby, Show me everything that you can't find out. Every day I work 24/7, and I feel like you would shut me from heaven. And it's and I want to say thank you for making me feel like I love this world. No matter what I got, all this that I do, keep me so now I'm thinking, I feel like I'm the prettiest girl in the world. Baby, but really wrong now. Check out my room. I know I'm the best. That's why they always hate me. When my head's gonna tell me that I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. I'm around here. I ain't got no name to down. I'm beautiful. It is beautiful. No matter what I got, all this that I'm beautiful. It keeps me so in love. It's like I'm the prettiest girl in the world. And it's free, but it's not to me. So much more. Cause it is the prettiest girl in the world. You don't understand, it's more than when I fuck you. I'm across the ocean. You said my dick got mad. He got no strong. Fuck about all night long. Nigga got get right down.
All right. Welcome back to the Grown Folks Table right here on WTMHradio.com.
Yeah.
Tank, Trey Songz. Seems like everybody's on there. Tay Dollar. Remix. All right. Again, the way you can check me in K Streets out, please go to YouTube /WTMHradio.com. Check the show streaming live out right now.
Yeah.
Or be part of our conversation. Please call in. The number is 614-781-0754. Again, the number is 614-781-0754. It's the Grown Folks Table. So me and K Streets, what we was talking about tonight is age gap. When it comes to a relationship, age gap. We're not talking about 2-3 years. We're talking about a pretty big one. We're talking about a 10, maybe 15-year age gap. Maybe 25, young person about 25. The older person is maybe 35, 40. And can you deal with that?
Right.
So one of the things I was thinking about was, older person dealing with the younger person communication.
Exactly.
And being so mixed up, but could be mean and could be saying the same things. And I was just thinking about some of the things the young people say, far as how much they like you, and you like what? And you're so confused, and you're just not getting it. But they mean it as much as you do, and because you're a little bit older, you saying the black and white. Look, I no time to play. Like you, love you. Whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They do it so much more with their ways than they actually coming out their mouth, and that can be so confusing.
Right?
Are you ready for that? Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Doesn't mean not loving, not liking. Just the communication is different, and it is way different now. It is way different. And they'll look at you like, you don't understand? Like, you don't know what I mean?
I don't even think it's I don't know what I mean. Like I said, a lot of it could be just fear of like what next, you know what I'm saying? Like, and because of our age difference, it played, especially when you think we just think about a lot of stuff when it's a big age gap like that, it makes a difference to us. Because it's just like, have I lived all I lived before I decided to just commit to this? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer is no, then you just got to be real with that person and be upfront. Like, this ain't you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to be this way, have fun, and be able to do what I do. But then, like I say, some women are mature enough where they like, I can handle this. So.
When should one person know that because of this age difference, maybe we shouldn't take this no more? We shouldn't take this any further.
I really feel like it should be the older person. You know what I mean?
What should be the sign to the older person that you know what?
First of all, their actions, you know what I mean, should definitely be a sign.
Mm-hmm.
The things that they do, what they say, you know what I mean, should be a sign. And just, like I said, you just gotta watch the person. And I ain't saying like you gotta babysit or nothing like that, but
mm-hmm.
you just gotta pay attention to certain things.
Mm-hmm. Because they are communicating. Again, they're just doing it in different ways.
Right.
You can't force it. Because and another thing about being young is the not knowing.
Right.
And that is some good in it too. That I don't want to plan every goddamn minute. You get what I'm saying.
Right.
The not knowing of what coming up next. We kind of miss that when we get older because we plan so much. So again, if you can find a way to find the middle,
mm-hmm. It's got to balance one another out.
Respect each other. Respect that one is older. They're gonna hit you with some knowledge every now and then.
Right.
You knew that going in. This person is younger. They can show you some stuff.
Right.
They can show you some things that you may miss to make you feel young again.
Right.
It's all about finding that middle communication, just like any other relationship. Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Talk. Don't leave the other one guessing. Don't be testing each other.
Right.
Don't be testing each other. I just wanted to see what you was gonna do. Well, if we would have communicated, maybe that answer wouldn't have been there.
Right.
If we had a little bit more communication.
You think that, people would know this, but when you're dating older people, there are some tests that's going to be done and it's just for the person to know that they're not getting themselves into no mess, basically.
9-10 months and stop the test, though.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Don't stop throwing. Well, I just want, in the beginning, I understand that because I don't know you yet. I want to see what's going on.
All right.
10 months in, everybody grow up and stop testing. Come on, man.
Right.
I just want to be this predicament happened, and I just want to see how I handle it. I don't want to put a test predicament in front of you and see it, because that's not it. Because if we communicated, maybe it wouldn't have been handled in that way.
Right.
Now, I want to ask you, would you suggest a friend? What would you suggest a friend, and their age difference is this far apart? What would you suggest them do?
I would basically just tell them to take their time. Tell her, him, whoever it is, take your time, because it's a lot that comes with that. And you don't want to be you don't want to rush into it, because I understand other people are really just looking for somebody that they can just settle. Now, I don't even want to say settle down with, but just they realize they getting old and they ain't getting no younger, so they just want somebody that they know that's going to be there and chill, whatever the case may be, or settle down, travel the world, however you look at it. Are you ready for those type of things? You know what I mean? You got to kind of throw that out there, like, this is what you about to get into. But if the person is mature enough and she's really feeling that person, you got to back them up 100%, because at the end of the day, age ain't nothing but a number. You know what I'm saying? So
I get it. I really do. I really do get it. And is there cases with the 10-year, 15-year gap where the relationships work? Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
If a friend or a family member would ask, I would, if they was asking me for advice, I'll say no. It's just too much to overcome.
But there are, though, and I'm not saying, like, and
by the time that person probably wakes up, they didn't put so much on you that you no more enjoying it.
Right.
And you're the older person, and that's all you want to do right now is enjoy. You know what happens when you get older that I didn't realize? When we was young, we was like, I can't wait till I get older. I'm going to be able to do this. One thing that we ain't encountered, I got to sit up because this is serious.
Okay.
The one thing that we never talked about when we talking about getting older, when we was younger, encountering, you go to so many more funerals.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when that happens, all you want to do is not just live to the fullest when these things start occurring. This young person has yet to understand that. And you communicating still won't get them to it, because they just ain't. Have they been to a funeral? Yes. But you know what I mean? You go frequent. It seems like you do. I just went to one last month. I just went to, it seems like, so what happens in you, what starts to happen in you is, I want to enjoy life to the fullest.
Right.
And I don't know if you're on this same pace, and it can put a strain. It could put a strain on it. I would suggest to a friend, 10, 15 years, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, but like I said, it's up to that person. Like, are you willing to deal with what's going to come with that? You know what I mean? And then another thing, if that person has kids, how are they going to feel about their dad dating or their mom dating somebody that's almost as close in age as them, if they even have, kids that's close in age as yourself? So that's a big part of it too.
Now, older case, they like, because I hear it a lot. Older case feel, I even heard, my mother, her friends say it, especially when it comes to dating, mama got to live too.
Right.
As a kid, you don't even understand that. They say it to you, though. What you think, mama was going to stay with you all night? And yeah, I did. I really did. You don't understand it. But it does have to come a time where, especially if you're thinking longevity with this person, when does you think about the kid? When do you do that? Especially if you're thinking longevity and you're the older person. When does that matter?
Well, it depends on like the age difference between the kids, and usually around 40s, you probably got big grown up kids.
Let's say my age. Let's say 40, 40, and the next one, let's say 35. No, that's too close. 25.
Yeah, that That's hard.
That's hard. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. That is hard. And you both, and you know, again, you know, not saying this 25-year-old don't know love. I'm not saying that.
Right. But what they don't know is that they're ready for that type of love. You get what I'm saying?
No, what they don't know is so much adversity is coming our way.
Right.
See, the older person understands that and understands, all right, I don't know what the adversity is, but I do know it's coming. And we can be ready. The young person,
I don't think the young person will ever be ready for that type of adversity because
they act like they don't know it's coming.
Okay, I take this for example. I know somebody who comes to my job, and her husband are basically there is a huge age
gap. About 10 years.
Probably more than that because I think the girl is younger than me, and her husband looks like he's about 50. All right, but they have kids together. They're married and all this other stuff. And sweet couple, and they look very happy together. But you know, they worked with one another basically.
What's a young thing you see her do? What's like one of the what's a young thing you think what she does? What do you think's a young thing?
I've never really seen her do anything. Like I said, she comes into my job, so I never really like personally. Like we conversate, and she conversates very maturely. But when I see her, she's always like reading books and stuff like that.
Young going out clothes today. Is so different from, let's say, young going out clothes. Young, all right, we were just talking about prom the other day.
Oh, God, yes.
The freaky girl, when my prom, the freakiest she went was cleavage.
Yeah.
That was, oh, snap. He getting it tonight. He going to get some. She showed that.
Right.
Now, the freaky young is thong out.
Right.
Everybody. Bow, boom, bow.
Yeah, no.
So are you ready to understand that this is just her? Are you ready to understand that's just young? That's not meaning nothing. She's not person,
they're used to, you know, that lifestyle, how they view stuff. Because then by 40, you start to kind of get a little bit set in your ways. So you used to seeing the kind of like the old fashioned look. But you're hip to what's going on in today's society, which kind of like reason why you kind of probably attracted to that person off of appearance because you didn't have nothing.
Before you was together, you're like, wow,
you didn't have nothing else to go off of, basically. So you know, after you get to know that person and you see how they dress and stuff like that, for a man, sometimes yes, it can get uncomfortable because you're like, you know. I don't feel like nobody should be looking at that if you with me.
I think that is just so much to put each other through. That at the end of it, it's very hurtful.
Yeah.
It can be very hurtful, very toxic. Just because of that age difference, we're thinking two different ways.
Yeah.
And both could be in the caring. But this person is in there, you know, first or second of caring, and you're like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
It's you, and that's how I really feel. So that can just that thought of my all is in the you, and you like, yeah, my all is in the you, but I know I'm still, you know, young enough and understand some things happen, and I might got to replace your ass.
Right, exactly. but that's the truth though, because it's like you've been in relationships. I may be been in relationship,
but so has the older person. But the older person is understanding. I know it's gonna when you have to fight a little bit more. So I'm willing to fight a little bit more than what you understand. And that's right there.
If the person that's younger is willing to go through all that, you know what I'm saying? Because
what's the chances of that they are? And that's the
part that's scary because it's like you putting your eggs in a basket that you don't know if they're gonna crack or not.
That's true. So again, friends, family. Again, I would suggest that's just too much to me. I think that age gap is too much. Eventually, you will find you will find that that's where y'all at.
Right.
Communication will get annoying. Stupid things will start getting annoying. Like, why did you say that? Well, I used to say it didn't never bother you then. And then when that stuff start happening, that's when the argument starts and things like that.
Right.
I don't know. It just, to me, that is too much. 5, 7. But when you get to 8, 10, 15 years of an age gap, to me, I think, I would suggest that's just too much. That it's just too much.
It is. So I don't think I would ever backtrack and go ever do that again. Like, I think I learned my lesson.
But then, because you're not thinking about it when you first see a person, like, wow, that person is all right. You know, I like that person. You like, you know, I like the person. You see people, you know, they like that person. And all right, and then you do it. We always do. Man, that age don't matter. Just a number. And you get into it, and you're like, wow, it do. It do. It really does. So what we're gonna do? Let's get some music, and we can come back. More Grown Folks Conversation. WTMHradio.com.
I've never been who I want to be. Never felt completely free. No one's ever had all of me. You make me feel so beautiful and sexy. Now I'm flying like an airplane. Now I'm riding on the open range. Now I'm living on my destiny. Know the truth, I got it all in you and me. Giving myself to you, body and soul, giving it all. Giving myself over to you, like a brand new day. Like you and I will face to face. Ain't nobody got nothing to say. From the feelings I never got to know. Now it's easy, holding me tight, every day. Oh, babe, can't you see? I don't wanna be without you anymore. I'm giving myself body and soul, I'm giving it all. Giving myself all the time you have. Giving myself to you. Body and soul, I'm giving it all. I'm giving myself over to you. For the first time, I can stand in front of someone. Finally, I can breathe. I can just let my love spill over. I can cry. I don't understand. I can find someone all the way inside. All the way. All the way. Handing myself over to you, body and soul, I'm giving it over, giving myself over to you, giving myself over to you. Body and soul, I'm giving it over. I'm giving myself over to you. You know it's the right time. I know it's the right night. I know it's the right life. I know you're the right man. I know I'm the right girl. Come on, let's do it. You feel it. I'm ready to give it over to you. Give it over. I'm every time I see you in a bad vibe, just think with someone else between your thighs. And you thought you would stay, tricks up your sleeve. But I'm seeing your stupid ass, and I know you're tired of me. That's why I hate you. We never turn our backs on each other. Oh, but now we can't stand one another. I don't wanna be with you, and everything I can't believe I stayed around that damn long. I'll never see you again, I'll be mad at all. No, 'cause I believe that you're my downfall. You can run up. I'm watching what you do. I'm doing you. I'm wanting you to be there, right here with me. Oh, we never turn our backs on each other. Oh, but now we can't stand. Tell me why. We never turned our backs on each other. Oh, we can't stand. Baby, wrong. I put you what you want. I'm so good with you. I remember when you said I would hold you with my arms and you said to me, so rock your body, you won't say to me, we were together. I can hear your body say, sounds so good to me. Oh yeah, yeah. We were together, never turned our backs, you know. No more. Oh, baby, right now, we can't stand one another. Oh, yeah. Straight from high school, up and down. We were close friends, also brothers. Did everything for one another. Without you here, but I know my darling, we can somehow. Cause it is me. To share it's driving me crazy. I'm just wondering if you still care. That's killing me. I know you got another life. You gotta concentrate, baby. Come back to me. Cause we don't talk anymore. We don't even know what we argue about. Don't even say love you no more. Saying how we feel is no longer allowed. Some people work things out and some just don't.
All right, welcome back to it. It's the Grown Folks Table right here on WTMHradio.com. My name is Eldre.
I'm the lovely K Street.
The lovely K Street. You see how she put that, fellas? Go on and call in and talk to her. Number is 614-781-0754. What's better than that? You can even see her. So why don't you go to YouTube right now, push in YouTube.com/WTMHradio.com, check K Street's house and call him like, hey, what up? Heard your voice. What up?
I like how I like how you said
make it smooth, fella. You gotta make it smooth. You only got one shot, so make it smooth. So the number is 614-781-0774. 614-781-07. I say so many numbers throughout the day.
0754. So
say it again.
614-781-0754.
And if you want to see it, go to YouTube right now, /WTMHradio.com.
Absolutely.
Now, we've been talking about age all night and how when you're young, you say, man, it's just a number. It's no big deal. But I never really, like, I've been thinking about this for like I'm gonna be honest with you, like the last couple of months, like how much of it really do matter. It really does.
Absolutely does.
When it's far, and I'm gonna say 8, 10, 15 years, 20 of like somebody there is bugging. 30 years, somebody there bugging. You get what I'm saying? So, really, but let's keep it like realistic. Let's say 8. I'm gonna say 8 year. It's different to me when you're 8 years, 10 years, 15 years apart.
Right.
It really is. And I didn't think of how much of it is, because what I was thinking about, you're both grown. Yeah, you're grown, and this person is grown and still growing.
Right, exactly.
And
right.
And what you have to consider in every aspect of life.
Mm-hmm.
Every aspect in life. Physically, mentally, emotionally, every aspect of life, this person is still growing.
Right. Absolutely.
And so what you like, age is nothing. You're grown, I'm grown. You see some stuff. You know good from, right from wrong. I know from right from wrong. Why shouldn't this be easy to go and do, right?
I think it's the and you're right, and it's sad that people think like, our age is just a number, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's the mentality on both parts that plays a big factor in it, and then it's the people on the outside looking in that's going to play a big factor in it too.
I mean, like, who cares about that?
Yeah,
they're not in it.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. They're not in it, but it could play. And when I say outsiders looking in, I'm talking about parents, children.
The family.
You know what
okay.
I'm saying? Like
now,
sisters,
now, children. Brothers. If you both have children, I can see how. Like, okay.
Play a bit,
I think that's the only people that need consideration.
Right,
everybody else. Everybody else.
Family is definitely, especially.
No, not family. I'm talking about if one of you have kids.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I think nobody else matters at that age.
It doesn't. You would think that, but when y'all go to family functions, when y'all doing stuff like,
but they don't like us. All right, we easy to X out. What is hard to X would be get the X out and all that is the kids.
No, but it is hard to X out the kids, but you don't want to X out like being able to part, especially if you're a family person. You don't want to X that part out.
And y'all only doing this because our age difference. And we couldn't have been as close as I thought we was. Like that part, I'm ready to fight for.
Right.
Family not doing it for the age. I'm ready to fight for. I'm bending for my kids. I'm a bend.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to them a little bit, hear them a little bit more. I'm 40. My lady 25, and my mother says, "Hey, I don't like that because of that." Hold up now. Respect your word and all that, but on this one, I don't know.
But do you think that your mom would not be right in saying something like that? Because maybe in her mentality, thinking she's like, she's a little bit younger than you. Like I said, young, they still got a little play in them.
They can say, she can say, say what you want. Because you're my mother, I'm never gonna be like, well, shut up. say what you want. But that it won't have nowhere near as much bearing on me
as your kids. And that's understandable.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's supposed to be that way. You know what I mean?
Kids now, first. But in relationships and stuff like that, and other aspects of it, yes, Mom. What I'm missing, what I'm not, and that and the age of it. It's just,
and what also plays a big factor. I'm glad you talked about kids too, because like at 40, like your kids might be grown. You know what I mean? So at 25, you might have some young ones.
25.
Like, you want to start that all over.
40, you don't wrap your kids' gift no more. You just give it to them.
Yeah, like here's the gift card.
Now 25 and that person is younger with kids. You have to stay up on Christmas Eve and wrap some gifts.
Yeah. So and that's not a problem with that, but the problem comes of do you want to
do all this again?
Exactly. Do you
want to do all this? Because now sitting at the table at Thanksgiving and everything, all this stuff means stuff yet.
Right.
You can't take it away because you did it and my kids are going. You can't do that. You can't deprive that. One thing I got written down is listen.
Yeah.
Younger, you have to when they are younger, you have to, and this is and then you have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Especially today, they lingo. In the thing they talk and the way they say, you're like, what? But they can actually mean care for you, love you the way you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a listen. It's a listen. Like I hear my daughter and her friends talking. I'm like, what? Yeah, Daddy, he loves her. What? That's what he said?
I heard this saying is either we listen to understand or understand to listen.
Yeah, and you have to understand that saying because you just think, well, I did hear it. No. Did you understand it?
Right.
You older and you stuck in your ways.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're considering to be with this person, you got to shut up and listen.
Yeah, Absolutely.
That's the only way. With you got to shut up and listen. All right, younger, but what are you saying? Because me being older, I do realize it's a middle there, right?
It has to be. It's going to be a middle there.
It'd be way harder for the younger person to understand it and reach it.
Right.
Me as an older person should be easier for us to understand. It's a middle here, and let's be able to get it.
Right.
The only way though, you have to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, older person. So I know you seen a lot, but you ain't seen it or heard it from where this person's about to say it. That's why you gotta shut up. As hard as it is,
and that's learning on both ends, because the younger person ain't been there neither. And it's listening and understanding on both parts, because I might be trying to teach you something. You know, I know you gotta learn and experience stuff on your own.
But I think more so on I think more so on that older person. Mm-hmm. You have to, because everything new stuff can be exciting, learning stuff new. So I think that the younger person would gravitate like, wow, put me up on game, and it'd be good. To shut up as an older person is way harder. Shut up and listen to what this person is saying to you.
Right.
Shut up and listen. I think that's way harder than you encouraging the young person to do better.
Right.
You feel me? It's hard for the older person. Look at me. Hard for me to shut up and be like, LJ, shut up and listen.
Honestly. Got you.
Because this person is
saying he said all night,
and they are telling you stuff. Yeah. You ain't shutting up and listening.
Right.
Shut up and listen. They are telling you things. They actually are being honest. They are communicating.
But you just like catching it. Like, did you cohere? Like, I know. I'm saying shut up and listen, but like you got to cohere to what I'm trying to tell you too.
Mm-hmm.
You can just listen and go one ear and out the other. But
and talking about wait till we're both done, and that's into that.
Right,
that's not listening. Yeah. That is not listening. It's the younger person. It's hard for this person they don't know exactly. They can say I love you, but do they know yet? Saying it, showing it all in all the way you do, maybe not. But that doesn't mean they don't.
Right.
Shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. But to me, it just can't work. To me, it just can't. It's too. It's work. Relationship is work anyway. So I don't want to be like. I don't want to say it's too much work. Relationship is work anyway. When y'all the same age, 2-3 years apart, it's work anyway.
Right.
But to catch each other up, because that's what you're doing. You trying to catch up. Shit,
you're not even trying to catch up.
You're trying to catch up. She can go an hour and you only putting in, 10 minutes. Hey, dog, you got some catching up to do. and this person is trying to catch up to your maturity.
Exactly.
Before we do that, we go out and have a nice night. We just don't put, DMX on in the back and go hard. We don't just do that.
Right.
We're a little bit. It's a little bit romantic too. Let me show you something. Let me show you how you should be treated. When the last time you put on a dress to go out.
Right.
Just smart to get taken off later. But that's how grown folks do it.
Right.
Today they like, what, Keith, let's do it.
Grown folks like super mentality, especially when you dating older men and older women at that too, because like I said, it's all about the experience, you know what I mean? And I just think with a 10 to 15 year age gap is not enough experience when the person is on the younger side of the aspect.
Now, another thing I got written down is just the handling of different situations, man.
Yeah.
When this young person, they're a little bit more fired up.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit more, I should have thought about that later. You get what I'm saying? You're think now, a little bit more planned, and you don't like too many surprises and things like that. So just the different way they handle situations.
Right.
Are you ready for that?
I feel like people handle like situations.
Let's say argument. Let's just say argument. Just the way a young person argue and the way older person
like
argue.
A younger person argument is like, I'm about to come at your neck. You know what I mean? Right. Like I'm coming for you. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to say like an older person is more like a scold. It's not necessarily a scold, But it almost kinds of remind you of like your parent talking to you.
And that can mess the relationship up because they already have that.
Yeah, exactly.
They already have a parent.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can come off and that's exactly how you can come off as, first of all, who you talking to? You're not my mother, you're not my father.
Exactly.
And
that's where it goes wrong.
And the older person is nowhere near. That's now nowhere near what I was trying to get across.
But that's how you come off, though. It's how you say stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And again, this is one of the reasons why I think it's just too hard. It's just too much of thinking before we even get to. First of all, main question is, do you love me? Do you like me?
Right.
Because if we can get to that,
but
the rest.
Then, like, when you talk about that, it's like how far have we already went deep into this before we even get to that part? You know what I'm saying?
I should have been sensing it. We both should have been sensing it.
Yeah. Well, you don't sense it like right off back after a few months of like being with one another because you
I can sense it. I still can sense in the way of how is it heading, and you got to be honest with yourself too. That's why it helps. Got to be a little bit honest with yourself also. Yeah. That I can see where this person is. You know, I know in the beginning you used to hold the door for me. Now you don't. Right. Something's different about that. And it ain't even so much of an age. It's so much so shit. You may not even be feeling me no more. Fuck the age difference.
Right.
Exactly. In these certain mannerisms that both parties have, the way we talk, the way we used to handle the disagreements. That's the biggest thing, because that person you hit it right on the head. The younger person can feel like you being too parental. Did I say that word right?
Parental.
There you go. You being too parental, and that's the wrong. That can be you don't want that person to have that attitude.
Right. Not at all. I mean, nobody wants that. But like I said, let's say for a guy for a 40, he might have sons or daughters that's 25. You know what I'm saying? So he's not he wants to look at it as, and this goes from women too. They want to look at it as like I'm dating.
But how do you don't act? How did you don't come across as parental?
Like, now that part is beyond me because it's like I said, it's like you're dating somebody that's young, but at the same time,
what makes it so hard. Hard that nah, man, don't do that.
It's the truth.
Nah, man, don't do that, man. That young girl about to drive you crazy, man. That young man about to drive you crazy, man. Seriously. And listen to what me and K-Street are saying all night. If you've been listening to us, we're not talking 2, 3 years, 4 or 5 year gap. Yeah. Well, I don't know what you do. I'm saying 8, 10, 15.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
It is.
When it shouldn't be. But let's tell the truth.
It's such a gap that it is an issue. Like, it's going to be issues.
Because communication is everything, and that's the hardest part of it.
Right. But I don't think with like this younger generation, like I don't think they have issues with communicating. I think it's how they saying it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. You can't flat out say I love you.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty sure that there's people out there who are in those type of gap relationships that don't mind.
You don't know already. No. If I can predict stuff, I'll go out there and predict lotto. Why would I waste my skills predicting how much you love me?
What?
Why wouldn't I just go outside and predict the numbers? Why would I waste that skill?
If y'all already at that point, then that question shouldn't even be asked.
It should be felt.
You're gonna feel it regardless. You know what I mean?
And then after that,
it's gonna show by your actions.
And you're right. And then after that, guess what? Everybody be honest.
Yeah.
You know what you feel.
Right.
Be honest. You know what you feel. Be honest. You know what you feel, be honest, and you'll be, and that'll save a lot of hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll save a tremendous amount of hurt, because I think that's what you're trying to avoid at the end, right? You don't want to be this person's first like broken, smash the person's heart,
right,
or something like that. But as much as we try to avoid it, that's how it always ends. That's how it always ends.
Yeah. And in some cases, it doesn't end like that. Some cases I've seen, it's
every second I keep thinking about it. I keep thinking how much of so that it just cannot be done. I wish somebody would call in and be like, you know what, I'm in a relationship right now like that, and this is how we do it.
Right.
I wish somebody can call in right now. If somebody's in a relationship right now in that age gap of 10, 15 years, and it's still going strong and everything is still great, please, I would like to know and prove me wrong, like Eldre. This is why it can work. This is the way we do it.
Right.
Because I think it is so far that it can't.
Right. And I agree with you. But I'm like half with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know people that are in those type of relationships. On one particular, I know
I know people that's tried. I don't know no success stories. And when I say success stories, I'm saying got married.
I do. I know one person.
That's just, to me, the gap is crazy. So we're gonna play a little bit of music. When we come back, and we're gonna come back with our closing thoughts on tonight's subject, on tonight's topic. Listen to the Grown Folks Table right here on WTMHradio.com.
Yeah.
Tonight, girl, above us all the stars are watching. There's no place I'd rather be in this world. Your eyes are where I'm lost in. Underneath the chandelier, we're dancing all alone. There's no reason to hide what we're feeling inside right now. So baby, let's just turn down the lights and close the door. You are up that dress, but you don't need it anymore. You won't need it no more. Let's just kiss till we're naked, baby. Versace on the floor. Check it out for me. Leave me now, girl. Versace. Check it out for me. Leave me now, girl. While I kiss your neck and shoulders, don't be afraid to show it all. I'll be right here ready to hold you. Girl, you know you're perfect. Your head down to don't be confused by my smile, 'cause I ain't never been more for real. So just turn down the lights and close the door. You're up that dress, but you won't need it anymore. You won't need it no more. Let's just kiss till we're naked. Versace on the floor. Check it out for me. Leave me now, girl. Versace on the floor. Check it out for me. Leave me now, girl. Yes. It's warm, can you feel it? It's warm, can you feel it? It's warm, can you feel it, baby? Oh, seems like you're ready for more. Let's just kiss till we're naked. Oh, Versace on the floor. Hey, hey, take it off for me. Now, girl, Versace on the floor. Take it off for me now, girl. Versace on the floor. Just like none. Never had to hold me. Now I'm sick and tired. I'm just taking mine. When I forget it. Only truth is stand by. I don't call you stand by. For you stand by. And the next night is out there. Chocolate. But you won't dare. Cause you're too scared. Have you ever need someone so bad? But he can't connect to make it. So I'm gotta lose you again. It's the night you cry. You can't sleep last night. Sometimes you gotta lose something again. I'm sorry, all you did was worry. You didn't want nobody. Thought it would get better, but it's going more. Oh, it's getting more ever. I just hope that we won, 'cause you're always up to no good. Maybe it'll take.
All right, welcome back to the Grown Folks Table right here on WTMHradio.com. Coming back to the end of our show, we're talking about age in relationships with a difference of about 10 to 15 years. And does that make a difference? We always say, when it comes to love, age doesn't matter. But when the difference of the age gap is like 10 to 15 years, it does.
Yes, absolutely.
It does. So, again, as much as we try to say it doesn't, I think it do, and I wouldn't suggest it to a friend. To me, I just think it's just way too much, and the oldest person is going to get the most hurt. You want to know why? Because again, I think you're more like
investments into it. They start,
and your investment is this is it. The young person is like, I've broken up with a person before. I have.
Right.
And again, somebody else came, and they still think that it can go like that. They're still naive to things like love, and it may happen again. We know. Older people know that love is rare,
right?
And when you find it, you really want to capitalize on it, and that's why I just think it's just too much of the age gap. I wouldn't suggest it to a friend if that age gap was that big.
I wouldn't say I would suggest it, but if they were already in it, like I'm not gonna be like throwing out shots like break up with them because it's not gonna work.
Right.
I ain't gonna do that. Like I gotta let nature take its course. Basically,
that is true
you know
too.
What I'm saying. But think about it, think about the things that you're about to go through in that process at the end of the day. Do I think?
And I will only say no if I was asked. If I'm not even asked, your job as a friend is to support no matter what.
Absolutely.
Keep your opinion to your goddamn self. Yeah, unless they ask.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
But nah, you good. But like I said, I believe that they can't work. I've from experience my own self. And then again, I've seen where their marriage came out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, was good for the goose is good for the gander, I believe.
I mean, I never seen it, and I never heard of a successful story with the age gap that far apart. I never heard of a success story.
The funny thing is, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
the way they broke up was so hurtful.
Yeah. This person I'm telling you about that donates some, like when I figured out that her and this guy were like married, I always be like, your dad came in today. like your dad, because he looked like you. That should be your dad. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny, and it's gotta be the weirdest feeling. But like I know people like that are not looking at that. I would
love ask them, because we don't even need just for the next week's show. Ask them what is making y'all keep going. Then what is the magic? Because I think it's that it can't. And they might have that's what is keep please for me. Ask them what is it that make y'all keep doing with this big of an age guy? I was doing a show with my friend last night. He thinks this is like cannot happen. I asked him, why? What is the matter that y'all keep y'all going with this big of an age gap?
Right. I'm definitely gonna ask her. I ask her a lot of questions, so I'll definitely make sure that is a question that's asked.
So me and K Streets, we did not say don't give it a shot.
Yeah.
All we are saying is it is going to take sacrifices on both parts.
Mm-hmm.
Respect on both parts and some understanding on both parts.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't.
I'm not going to do it.
I don't know.
I want to be able to grow old with the person, not the person go old before me.
And we constantly arguing because you're trying to show me some new stuff to young me up, and I'm trying to wake up.
Right.
Rent due next month.
Right. Exactly.
We got to wake up, and when you call a trip, let's go to the mall, I'm thinking about a trip. Let's go somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
See, and now Dad be like, what? We're a little behind talking about let's go to the mall, and I meant going to Mexico, doing something.
Right. They don't understand that. You know what I mean?
And that's why, and again, those conversations could be so toxic and can get toxic.
Yeah.
So next Tuesday, we back here. What we got going on? We don't know which guests, but somebody from USA Promo is coming in next week.
Promo USA.
Yeah.
So we'll have a guest here.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Rich Smith and the squad.
Yes, and we'll be talking about the We Promo USA 2018 awards.
And you do know what award we will be presenting. Did you see last night?
Best dressed or something like
that?
No.
The email came through last night. Me and K Street will be presenting the award for Best Photographer Male. Best Photographer Male. Each category has a female and male to it. Me and K Street will be presenting the award to the Best Photographer Male. I'm looking forward to it.
That is going to be, but I'm excited about it.
May 5th.
Yes.
May 5th. You need tickets. Where did they go?
Oh, so if you need tickets, I myself personally have tickets. Tickets are $15. You can go on my Facebook page, K Streets, or Instagram K Streets, or Snapchat K Streets, or you can hit up Richie Smith on Facebook. We Promo USA Entertainment. You can look them up on Facebook and make sure you get your ticket that way.
All right. Till next week, Grown Folks Table. Not everybody can have a seat.
All right.
I just came up with that. That's smooth.
Oh, this ain't supposed to happen to me.
Keep rocking and keep knocking. Whether you be tying it up or Reeboking,